Hey everybody, my name is Jeremy Mitchell with Battleline Tactical. I'm here with Chad Holton, aka Wheels. Most of y'all that have trained with us know Chad. You know myself from different courses. Chad's here with us tonight to talk about a new course that him and Pablo Martinez, aka Rocket Man, who is another one of our instructors, they have developed a new course that we're going to be talking about tonight. Chad's going to let us know a little bit about that. But first, let's get into it with Chad. Chad, you've been with Battleline basically since about 2019, where you came in as you're just sitting in as one of the students at Defender Outdoors in Texas. Tell us about that real quick.
So yeah, we were at one of the first courses I came to. Was in Defender Outdoors in Fort Worth, and we did some pistol and basic rifle, and we also worked on some home defense. And with Chris and I working together, going through that scenario, realized there was definitely some challenges that I had due to mobility. Because I know typically we train to keep both hands on your weapon, as you're moving through a house or a structure, whatever. And that's hard to do when you use your hands.
Yeah, getting into a room, dominating the space. Yeah.
So there's a lot of transition of the weapon, moving around corners, down hallways, in and out doorways. So that kind of started, me thinking there's a need for this type of training.
Right. Yeah. And I remember because that's basically when you and Pablo, I think it was about the second or third time y'all actually met, because you met at several different events before that, I believe. But either way, I remember it was in Fort Scott, Kansas, at a course that was being hosted by Fort Scott Munitions, where you and Pablo really got serious about talking about training somebody who is in a wheelchair that to be more comfortable with a concealed carry or even an open carry environment, being able to do that in their everyday lives, not only for basic home defense stuff, but while you're out in the public with your family, shopping, stuff like that, which unfortunately has become a major thing these days, that, being able to protect yourself in those environments more than it was in the past. But I remember you and Pablo actually really digging into, and it was at the instructor house in Fort Scott, where we started digging into being able to maneuver through a house, but also we saw those challenges for you with being able to switch that hand. Those of y'all that don't know, who's never trained with us on the range, we do a lot of basically training you to use both hands with your firearms, good stance, good position, a lot of turn movement, stuff like that. We do touch on shooting one-handed with your strong hand and one-handed with your what we call your offhand, to get around angles and corners and stuff like that. But Chad actually brought it up to Chris, myself, and Pablo. Says, look, I mean, that transitioning thing, I'm constantly having to do that because I'm having to do the wheels on my chair and everything to make those turns or to go straight. So that's when you and Pablo actually sat down in the instructor house and came up with some of this stuff. And y'all sat down and talked about the plan of developing this course.
Yeah. So me and Pablo have been talking about this, developing this course for several years. Like you mentioned, we kind of got into it a little bit more detail over the past couple of years. So we've worked hard putting together, a good solid curriculum, basic level entry for people in wheelchairs to use their weapon to defend themselves, their families, their kids, whatever.
Right.
Whether it be at home or out in public, grocery store, whatever.
Yeah. And I know that one of the things when I first kind of started getting in y'all's soup about it and everything, we were kind of focused on you, like how to train, for you to operate like that, right? We did stuff in Oklahoma with home defense stuff, how to manipulate, especially if you got your young son and everything, you have to manipulate those turns and how to, control that space in the room and everything. But then that's when you looked at me and said, well, no, there's other people, they, have no mobility of their legs. They sometimes don't even have mobility of, both arms or complete control of their arms.
Yep. So everybody's abilities are going to be different, whether it's from an accident or, a birth defect or, whatever the case may be while you're in a wheelchair now. everybody's abilities are going to be different. So me and Pablo have come up with a basic standard of what we want to train on, but then we want to keep the class small so that we can get more personalized with each individual student on what they can and can't do, and what they feel comfortable doing, and what they can do safely. So safety's the number one thing, obviously. But we want everybody to be comfortable. We want to teach people how to be comfortable and secure in themselves.
Yeah, empowering them how to, because some students that may come to your course and everything may have never touched a firearm because, they may have been in a wheelchair their whole lives and thought, hey, I can't do this,
Right.
But this is, that's what I love about this curriculum that you and Pablo have put together, is because it addresses those issues, those one-on-one things. Like when we're on a range, we'll teach 20 people how to do new things that's new to them and give them different tools on how to use it, but they're all learning at the same rate, but what you're talking about, what you and Pablo have developed, is like, no, we're taking individual students, 5 to 6, and we're sitting there saying, okay, where are you at? What's your limitations? How, and y'all figure out a way to work with that and say, y'all cover the basics, proper grip, trigger discipline, proper aim and stuff like that. But then y'all have addressed those issues that are beyond that, like the one-handed shooting, the constant transition, the draw, the deployment of the weapon, to include, I believe you said that y'all have actually, the course is going to go over not only how to use that weapon, but how to wear that weapon. Is it open carry, concealed carry? Right. Where is it at? What type of holster? Stuff like that. Correct?
Yeah, because there's lots of different options, and whether you're concealed carry or open carry, the chair itself prevents, some different options for carrying. Also some different challenges. So, we want to definitely work with each individual student to address that. And, like I said, staying safe is the main thing. So we want to teach everybody how to be safe with the draw, with carrying the weapon. Whether it's, a gun with a safety or not, so a lot of guns these days don't have them. Whether you carry one in the chamber, right? Where
some people might not be comfortable with that,
Yep.
Which, this is just military mind speak and everything, the way I speak. And so no pun intended, but basically y'all are doing a crawl, walk, run methodology of how to do this. You're not just bringing new students in, putting them on range, saying, hey, we're going to teach you how to shoot. Y'all have classroom time set up. That classroom time is to address those issues and getting them comfortable with where to wear it, how to draw it, stuff like that, before y'all actually move out onto the range and do live fire. So you're not just throwing them into a live fire situation.
Right, no. Yeah. We definitely want to have some classroom time. Day one will probably be a lot of classroom time. We want to make sure that we address with each individual, their capabilities of handling the weapon, and get everybody comfortable. Everybody feels safe with everybody, so that when we do get out onto the range, nobody's scared or anything like that.
They feel comfortable with what they're doing,
with it, and we want to
address it. Speaking of the range real quick, let's talk about that, because I know you, me, and Pablo, you and Pablo scouted a lot of ranges, not only online, but visiting different locations and everything. And the range that y'all came up with is actually Lake Martin Machinegun in Eclectic, correct?
Yeah, Eclectic, Alabama.
Right. The location, and me and you went and scouted it out in person and everything. It's a great location. It's all one level. There's no steps, no ramps, no nothing like that. It's got accessibility for bathroom use, stuff like that. The classroom is a great little classroom. But the thing about the classroom is that it has a roll-up door in the back that opens up. And when it opens up, that's when you go out on the range. And y'all are going to be training from anywhere from 15 to 7 yards from the target, right? Which is a realistic...
something like that, yeah. I don't remember the exact dimensions of the range, but I do know that the outdoor range where we will be doing the live fire is covered.
Right.
So you're not worried about weather interrupting
so rain
the class,
or shine, you're going to be training.
But we'll be dry, no matter what. So,
right.
and it is a kind of a close quarters, which of course you're self-defense situation, you're going to be in close quarters.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Most people that are in wheelchairs and everything aren't going to be shooting at 100 yards. If you're not in that fight, then you're not
Right.
in that fight, but
Yep.
y'all want to train for those realistic conditions.
But yeah, the classroom is classroom's solid, concrete floor. The range, the pistol range that we're training on is a solid concrete floor. There's not really much of a transition. Even getting in the doors, it should be fairly simple for most people in a chair. There is a sidewalk over to the main building at the range where there are accessible bathrooms. They have a small storefront. They have ammo that if students need to purchase ammo from them, they can. If you don't have a pistol or if you want to try something different, they do offer some rental options.
Yeah, I remember me and you talked with them to set this up. So when you sign up for the course, if you do need a pistol because you don't own one, and you need to order your ammo and have it there for you, you don't have to travel with it or whatever. They do have ammo packages to purchase for this course. It'll be there waiting for you at the course. Same thing if you need to rent a pistol, and they have those options. So when you go to sign up, all you have to do is reach out to me. All my information is on the website. If you have any specific questions for Chad, then I can put you in contact with Chad, give you his contact information to talk further about that. But I also remember one of the big key things was accessibility for when you get to the site. That the parking's good. They do have some gravel for where the vehicles drive and everything like that. But for the most part, once you get out of your vehicle and you get into that area, you're on some kind of concrete surface.
Yeah. So actually, there's like a drive-up spot to where it is concrete and the sidewalk's right there. So if somebody does, you need to transfer out of your vehicle into your chair, you can pull up onto that spot. And you'll be on the concrete, and we'll have somebody that can go park your vehicle for you.
Yeah.
We also plan to have lunch brought in both days, just so that way people don't have to, that's not familiar with the area, go look for somewhere to eat or, worry about some restaurant,
Right.
being accessible or not. So we're trying to, limit that situation.
Yeah, the more time you can stay on the range and not have to get in and out of vehicles, transport, and all that stuff, it's going to be better for a situation like this, I believe. Also, I mean, we try to do that as much as we can on any range day. The longer you can stay on the range, the shorter the days being. Which, speaking of, I know the course time is set from 9 o'clock to, it's scheduled to be end at 4:30, but y'all train to standard, not to time, which I love that because that's a battle line mentality.
Yep.
Anytime you can give people that are coming from out of town to visit the local areas and spend time with their families and also have fun on the range, that's always a plus. Which, speaking of, Wetumpka, Alabama is actually not that far from where the training site is. That'd probably be the best location if you're traveling. They have the casino there that has a great hotel, even if you don't do the casino life. That has great accessibility options for people in wheelchairs. But also there's downtown Wetumpka for you or your family to visit. Either while you're on the range, your family can visit it, or after the course, y'all can visit the downtown Wetumpka area. But also, let's speak of the spouses and everything. I know we mentioned about how if someone wanted to bring their spouse.
Yeah, so, whether it be your spouse, a roommate, a friend, a caretaker, whoever, if you have somebody that's with you a lot of the time, you may want that person to come to the class, even if it's just for a little while. And we can kind of go over some techniques of moving together and communicating with each other in a situation, whether it be at home, out in public. Kind of work together
Right.
to get to a safe place, or to make the situation safe.
Yeah. Now, one of the things that we talked about with this course and everything is if you do have to bring a spouse, caregiver, or whoever with you to this course, there is no extra charge for that, but also that person becomes an alumni with you because they're sitting through that training, going through that with you. And so if they ever want to attend a different course on their own through Battle Line Tactical, they do get that alumni discounts and all the perks that come with that for them to train on their own if they want to at a later date.
Yeah, but just to touch on that too, it's like the other person doesn't have to stay at the class all day. They can do other things. Maybe we'll set aside a time you know, that, hey, I need you to be back here and we'll work on this, you know,
Right,
you
yeah.
can work on it together. But, you know, or if they're welcome to sit through the class too. So,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
whichever way. At the Lake Martin Machine Gun Range, they also have like a machine gun set up to where, you know, after the class is over, or if, you know, if your partner wants to come with you and, you know, say they want to dip out of class for a little while and go shoot some cool toys.
Yeah.
You know, it's a neat place
cool
to
ones
do.
there. Go check it out on the website and their Facebook. Go watch some of their videos. Yeah. That's where we might be sometimes after class too. Who knows? So I mean, like I said, this is a great course. I'm glad you and Pablo actually sat down and actually did this. I remember when you and Chris actually talked about it, you were telling Chris, hey, I'm thinking about reaching out to these instructors, and we won't mention their name here on this video because they're great instructors and everything. But you know, they do put on some kind of disability type course, as they call it. And Chris basically told you, he's like, why? He's like, you're the subject matter expert. You know firearms. We trust you out here as one of our assistant instructors, up and coming instructor, however you want to say it. And he said, no, you're the subject matter expert. You and Pablo come up with this. They're the ones that need to be reaching out to you.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. And, you know, I think over the years of training, you know, with Chris and working with Pablo, that, you know, we've all kind of become comfortable with each other, and, you know, and we've learned a lot from each other. So
yes, definitely.
We definitely have some things to pass along.
Yeah, and that's what I love. Everything, even Chris, when it comes to the range and training and everything, nobody's done learning. We're always learning new things from each other, from students and stuff like that. But that's a whole other video. So I'm excited about this. So what are the dates for the course?
So November 8th and 9th, it'll be a Saturday and a Sunday at Lake Martin Machine Gun in Eclectic, Alabama.
Yeah, get signed up now.
Get signed up. Yep.
Yeah. Go to the website, tontosgearlocker.com. Look under the Battle Line tab. Look at the current courses that are open. You'll see it there. It has a Chad's logo that's on there. The logo was actually designed by Battle Line Tactical. The sponsors for this course are Patch Ops and Forged Leather. They're going to be providing us from swag for the course, but they're one of the key aspects that are allowing this course to happen and are helping us make this happen. Yep. As Pablo and Chad come up with the logistics and everything, they helped cover some of those costs and everything.
Yep, along with Wardcraft and Fort Scott Munitions.
Yes, Fort Scott Munitions and Wardcraft also. So you can go purchase ammo through Fort Scott Munitions if you want to.
Yep, go to fsm.com.
fsm.com. But also there are ammo packages at the range if you want to purchase it there, and it'll be waiting on you there. Your choice, but either way. And
if you do go to fsm.com to purchase anything from their shop, it's a Battle Line. Yeah, there's a code you can use for a 10% or 15%.
I'm not sure about the percentage and everything, but
not sure exactly.
Just go there and just tell them Tonto sent you, and they'll double charge you for everything. I mean, they'll mark it down for whatever. But yeah, if you ever have any questions about Fort Scott Munitions, you can reach out to myself, or even Chad or Fort Scott Munitions, and let them know Battle Line or Tonto sent you to it, and they'll be happy to answer any of your questions you may have.
Yep. And if you have any questions about the course that's upcoming, reach out to Jeremy through the website, and he can get you in contact with me if you have any specific questions for me, or however we need to do this. Any questions you have, we'll be glad to answer them.
Too easy. And on the last note, as we close this out and everything, I do appreciate you coming out. But on the last note, future courses won't only and always be about firearms. I know our edge weapons instructor, Chris Donor, there's one of the other instructors that'll be working with you on how to do edge weapons for people in wheelchairs and everything. But that's future stuff that we'll talk about at a later date.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, this is a basic level 1 intro class to concealed carry and being safe with a handgun. We will have some more advanced stuff coming up later on with some get in more in depth in room clearing, house, home defense, or public situations, car defense, vehicle defense, whatever you may call it. Some hand to hand type stuff. There's definitely some more opportunities. So.
All right. Well, Chad, I appreciate you coming out, telling me about the course and everything, and I'll let you know. We'll stay on top of these signups and everything. All right. Well, I do appreciate it. We appreciate y'all watching this video, and if you have any questions, reach out to us.